Detoxify your mind with these Stoic tips. Stoicism. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life. Today, we're unlocking the secrets to mental clarity and emotional resilience with Stoic philosophy. In our fast-paced, modern world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by endless worries, negative thoughts, and toxic emotions. These mental patterns cloud our judgment and stop us from living a fulfilling life. But what if you could break free from this cycle? What if ancient Stoic wisdom held the key to detoxifying your mind and regaining control? In this video, we'll dive into practical Stoic strategies that will help you clear your mind, eliminate mental clutter, and achieve lasting inner peace. Whether you're stressed about work, overwhelmed by daily responsibilities, or battling self-doubt, these timeless Stoic tips will guide you toward a more focused and resilient mindset. So, if you're ready to take charge of your thoughts, stay calm in chaos, and thrive in today's demanding world, keep watching. Let's explore how Stoicism can transform the way you think and feel, starting today. Number 1. Use positive affirmations. Let's dive into the first powerful yet often overlooked tool, positive affirmations. These simple statements, when used consistently, can drastically reshape the way you think and feel. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, famously said, "The greater part of our happiness depends on our disposition, not our circumstances." This profound quote highlights the immense influence our mindset holds over our happiness. When we repeat positive affirmations, we are essentially taking control of that mindset, guiding it toward empowerment and clarity. Our thoughts are like seeds that grow into our perceptions of reality. If we continually feed our minds with negativity, we inevitably see the world through a negative lens. But by consciously replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, we can shift our entire perspective. Take a moment to think about how you begin your day. If your first thought is, "Today is going to be hard," that single thought can set the tone for your entire day, affecting your energy, mood, and interactions. But what if, instead, you tell yourself, "Today is full of opportunities and I am capable of achieving great things"? This shift in mindset doesn't just make you feel better, it gives you the mental strength to approach challenges with confidence. By repeating affirmations like, "I am strong," "I trust myself," or "I can handle anything life throws at me," you rewire your brain to focus on possibilities rather than problems. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This couldn't be truer in today's fast-paced world, where we are constantly bombarded with stress and distractions. To survive and thrive, we must actively guide our thoughts in a constructive direction. In practice, affirmations act as mental armor. When doubt creeps in or stress mounts, they remind you of your worth and abilities. To begin, identify areas where you often feel insecure or negative. For instance, if you're doubting your professional skills, tell yourself, "I am competent and deserve success." If anxiety weighs you down, affirm, "I am calm and I can face my fears." The power of these statements lies in their repetition. Embed them in your daily routine, especially during moments of stress or uncertainty. The key is consistency. Just like any other practice, the more you reinforce these positive thoughts, the more natural they become. Over time, your self-talk will shift toward resilience and optimism, and the effects will ripple through all aspects of your life, from relationships to work. So as you go about your day, remember that your mind is your most powerful tool. Use it wisely. By taking control of your internal dialogue through positive affirmations, you're not just changing the way you think, you're changing the way you live. It's a practice rooted in Stoic philosophy, but one that fits perfectly into modern life. Start today and feel the difference. Number 2. Simplify your life. Let's talk about the power of simplicity in your life. In today's modern world, we are surrounded by noise, endless tasks, social commitments, clutter, and distractions from every direction. The philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This Stoic wisdom reminds us that the complexity we often face is self-imposed. When we simplify, we regain control over our time, mental space, and emotional energy. Think about it. How much of your day is spent managing unnecessary things, whether it's clutter in your home, too many tasks on your to-do list, or even emotional baggage from unresolved issues? All of these weigh us down and cloud our ability to focus on what truly matters, our well-being and peace of mind. In today's fast-paced life, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly feeling like you need to do more, have more, and be more. But this mindset only leads to burnout and stress. Let's consider the story of John, a corporate manager who, after years of chasing promotions and acquiring material possessions, found himself overwhelmed and mentally exhausted. His house was filled with things he didn't need, his schedule was overbooked, and he rarely had time to think clearly. One day, after feeling trapped in his own life, he decided to simplify. He decluttered his home, reducing his possessions to only what he truly valued, and started saying no to commitments that didn't serve his goals. Over time, he felt a sense of freedom that he hadn't experienced in years. By simplifying his life, John didn't just clear physical space. He opened up mental space that allowed him to think more clearly, focus on his personal growth, and enjoy the things that truly brought him joy. So, what can you do today to simplify your life? Start by identifying the things that clutter your mind and environment. Could you reduce unnecessary items in your home, say no to more social obligations, or limit the amount of information you consume? When you clear away the excess, you make room for clarity, peace, and focus on what genuinely matters. The beauty of simplifying is that it's not about doing less. It's about doing what's meaningful. As Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking. Ask yourself, what parts of my life feel unnecessarily complicated? What can I let go of to make room for more peace and focus? The answers may surprise you. By embracing simplicity, you gain more than just a clean slate. You create a foundation where you can cultivate a life of purpose, focus, and lasting fulfillment. Simplifying your life is not just a Stoic practice. It's a path to freedom in a world that's always demanding more. Number 3, limit the information you consume. In today's digital world where we are constantly bombarded with information from every angle, whether it's the news, social media, emails, or notifications, our minds can easily become overwhelmed. The more information we consume, the more mental clutter we accumulate, which not only affects our focus, but also our overall well-being. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." But how can we maintain the quality of our thoughts if we're always distracted by the endless flow of information? It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we need to stay constantly updated, but in reality this leads to mental exhaustion and stress. To detoxify your mind, it's essential to limit the information you consume. This doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. It means being selective about the information you allow into your mind. Ask yourself, how often do you find yourself scrolling mindlessly through social media, consuming content that neither enriches your life nor brings value? By being mindful of what you engage with, you can start to reduce the mental noise that clouds your thoughts. Instead of checking every notification or reading every headline, make a conscious decision to engage only with content that is meaningful and uplifting. You might even set specific limits on your media consumption, whether it's checking the news once a day or limiting your time on social media to 30 minutes. By reducing the volume of information you take in, you create space for more clarity and peace in your mind. This frees up mental energy for the things that truly matter in your life, your relationships, your personal goals, and your growth. As Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Craving more information often leaves us feeling mentally cluttered, but learning to control the flow of what we consume can be liberating. How would your life change if you took control of the information that enters your mind? How much more focused and present would you be if you removed the distractions that don't serve you? Ultimately, by limiting information, you take back control of your mind and allow yourself the freedom to focus on what truly matters. This practice leads not only to more mental peace, but also to a more balanced and fulfilled life. So, the next time you're tempted to consume unnecessary information, ask yourself, is this adding value, or is it just more noise? With that mindfulness, you can create a healthier and more intentional mental environment, one that supports your well-being and helps you stay grounded in an overwhelming world. Number 4. Develop a regular exercise routine. Let's talk about the undeniable power of building a regular exercise routine to detoxify your mind. In a fast-paced, stress-filled world, taking control of our physical health is one of the best ways to maintain mental clarity and balance. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "A sound mind in a sound body," reminding us that the health of the body and the mind are deeply interconnected. Exercise isn't just about keeping fit. It plays a crucial role in calming the mind and clearing away mental clutter that can weigh us down. Have you ever noticed how after a workout, your stress seems to melt away and problems don't seem as overwhelming as they once did? That's because exercise helps to release endorphins, the natural chemicals in your brain that elevate mood and reduce anxiety, making it a simple yet powerful antidote to mental chaos. Developing a regular exercise routine doesn't mean you need to adopt the habits of a professional athlete. It's about finding activities that work for you and suit your lifestyle. Whether it's taking a brisk walk in the morning, going for a jog after work, or even practicing yoga or stretching at home, the goal is to get your body moving consistently. Consistency is key, and it's what separates occasional relief from long-term mental clarity and well-being. Consider how regular physical activity can clear your mind in much the same way as organizing a cluttered space. When you create a habit of exercise, you are making room in your mind for sharper focus, better decision-making, and an improved ability to handle stress. Marcus Aurelius, a firm believer in self-discipline, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Regular exercise builds both physical and mental strength, reminding you that while you can't control external chaos, you can certainly control how you respond to it. In today's modern life, filled with digital distractions and relentless demands, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we don't have time to exercise. But the truth is, neglecting your physical health will only add to the mental clutter you're trying to eliminate. A 30-minute workout might seem like a small investment, but it pays huge dividends when it comes to mental clarity, stress reduction, and overall happiness. So ask yourself, what's stopping you from building this into your routine? The benefits are clear, but the first step is always the hardest. By committing to a regular exercise routine, you're not just working on your physical fitness, you're sharpening your mind, boosting your emotional resilience, and setting the stage for a healthier, more balanced life. With that commitment, you create a foundation for stoic strength, the power to face life's challenges with clarity, composure, and inner calm. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Before we move on, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for your support. It's an honor to have you as part of our community. Please feel free to share your personal thoughts or experiences with Stoicism in the comments. If you're new to the channel, simply type "I am a newbie" to let us know, and if you've been with us for a while, drop a "I am Stoic." Your participation not only connects us but truly motivates us to keep creating meaningful content for you. So, let's continue this journey of growth and wisdom together, shall we? Number 5. Meditate daily. Meditation is a simple but incredibly effective practice for detoxifying your mind and reducing the stress and anxiety that often cloud our thoughts. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with distractions, information, and pressures, taking just a few minutes each day to focus inward can make a huge difference. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of self-reflection, stating, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Meditation offers us that retreat, a chance to step away from the external chaos and focus on what's within. It's not about shutting off your thoughts, but rather about observing them without getting swept away. This is crucial because when we're not caught up in every passing thought, we create mental space that allows us to process challenges more calmly and make decisions with greater clarity. The process is straightforward. You don't need a special place or a lot of time, just a quiet corner where you can sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. As you inhale and exhale, let your attention rest on the rhythm of your breath. Of course, your mind will wander, that's natural, but the key is to gently guide it back to your breath without judging yourself. Over time, this practice teaches you to quiet the mental noise that often leads to stress, and instead, it builds your ability to stay grounded in the present moment. Consider the story of Jack, a busy professional who, like many, used to wake up every morning feeling overwhelmed by his to-do list. By dedicating just 10 minutes to meditation each morning, he found that he could approach his tasks with a clearer head, a calmer demeanor, and a newfound focus that improved not only his productivity, but also his overall well-being. Meditation doesn't require a lot of time. You can start with just 5 minutes a day, gradually increasing as it becomes a habit. What matters most is consistency, making meditation a daily part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. So what's stopping you from giving it a try? How could taking just a few moments each day to clear your mind and breathe change the way you handle stress and challenges? The beauty of meditation lies in its simplicity. It's a practice that anyone can do, and the benefits extend far beyond the moments spent in stillness. You'll find that the calm and focus cultivated during meditation start to ripple through your entire day, helping you manage life's pressures with more ease and clarity. By committing to daily meditation, you're not only creating space in your mind, but also nurturing a deeper sense of inner peace, a key aspect of Stoic philosophy and an invaluable tool for navigating modern life with greater resilience. Number 6. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to detoxify your mind and take control of your life, yet it's something many of us struggle with. In a world that constantly demands more from us, whether it's at work, in our relationships, or even through social media, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and drained. We often find ourselves saying yes to commitments we don't really want to take on, stretching ourselves too thin, and in the process, neglecting our own well-being. As Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Setting boundaries is about protecting your time, your energy, and your peace of mind so that you can focus on what truly matters. But why do we find it so hard to say no? Often, it's because we fear disappointing others, or we're worried about being judged. However, the truth is, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you're saying no to yourself. Think about your life right now. Are there areas where you feel overwhelmed because you haven't set clear boundaries? Maybe it's at work, where you find yourself taking on extra tasks that leave you stressed and exhausted. Or perhaps it's in your personal life, where you feel obligated to attend social events that drain your energy. Setting boundaries is about understanding your limits and being okay with saying no when something doesn't serve your best interests. Boundaries are not just about limiting what you do. They are about protecting your mental and emotional space so that you can show up as your best self in the things that matter most. By saying no to what doesn't align with your values, you're saying yes to your personal growth, your peace of mind, and your ability to live with intention. How would your life change if you started setting boundaries that respected your time and energy? By creating those clear lines, you prevent yourself from becoming overwhelmed and burnt out, and you allow yourself to focus on the things that truly matter to you. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Setting boundaries gives you the freedom to live according to your own values, not the expectations of others. So ask yourself, where in your life do you need to set clearer boundaries? What commitments or obligations could you let go of to create more mental space and reduce the stress that comes from doing too much? Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish, it's about self-care. It's about taking control of your time, your energy, and your life, and ensuring that you are investing in the things that bring you closer to peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Number 7. Surround yourself with positive people. Who you choose to spend your time with plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset and mental well-being. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "The most powerful person is the one who is master of themselves." Part of mastering ourselves is understanding the influence our environment, particularly the people around us, has on our thoughts and emotions. The company you keep can either fuel your growth and positive outlook or pull you into negativity and stress. If you constantly find yourself surrounded by pessimism, complaints, or drama, that negativity inevitably seeps into your own mindset. However, when you're around people who are positive, supportive, and uplifting, you naturally start to feel more inspired, resilient, and at peace. It's important to understand that surrounding yourself with positive people doesn't mean avoiding those who are going through challenges or difficult times. Instead, it's about being mindful of the overall energy of the relationships you invest in. We all face struggles, but we need to be careful not to allow the negativity of others to drag us down. It's about balance, being there for others while also protecting your own emotional health. Look around at your social circles. Are there people who constantly drain your energy with complaints or negativity? Consider spending less time with them. Instead, seek out people who challenge you to grow, who encourage you when you're down, and who inspire you to be your best self. As Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This simple truth highlights the power of social influence. Think about your own life for a moment. Do you feel uplifted or drained by the people you spend the most time with? If you're surrounded by negativity, how could reducing time with those individuals change your mental clarity and emotional state? By choosing your company wisely, you set the stage for personal growth and a healthier mindset. In today's busy world, it's easy to get caught up in toxic relationships out of habit, obligation, or fear of being alone. But the quality of your relationships deeply impacts the quality of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Surround yourself with those who bring out the best in you, and you will find it easier to maintain focus, reduce stress, and live more in alignment with the values you hold dear. So, ask yourself, who in your life is contributing to your growth, and who is holding you back? This reflection can be the key to unlocking a more peaceful, positive mind and a more fulfilling life. Number 8. Accept impermanence. One of the most freeing practices in Stoicism, and one that can help detoxify your mind, is accepting the impermanence of life. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, once said, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change." The truth is, everything in life is temporary, both the good and the bad, and coming to terms with this fact allows you to face challenges and enjoy successes without becoming attached to them. In our modern world, we often cling to comfort, routines, or even success, thinking that they will last forever. But this is a false expectation that only leads to disappointment when things inevitably change. By embracing impermanence, you allow yourself to move through life with more fluidity, less resistance, and a greater sense of peace. Think of a time when a significant change occurred in your life. Maybe it was losing a job, the end of a relationship, or even a shift in your health. How did you handle that change? Often it's our resistance to change that causes us the most suffering, not the change itself. A great example of this is John, a business owner who found himself devastated when his company faced a financial downturn. For months he resisted the reality of the situation, trying to hold on to the way things were, which only caused him more stress and anxiety. But once he accepted that the downturn was part of the natural cycle of business, he began to adapt, make changes, and eventually grow his business back stronger than before. By embracing the impermanence of his situation, John was able to find new opportunities in what initially felt like a loss. So, what about you? What changes are you currently resisting, and how could accepting them free your mind from unnecessary worry? When you realize that nothing stays the same, you free yourself from the weight of expecting things to always go according to plan. You also learn to savor the good moments without clinging to them, knowing that they too are part of life's natural flow. As Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Don't waste your energy resisting change. Instead, accept the impermanence of everything and find peace in knowing that this too shall pass. By doing this, you cultivate a mindset that is not only adaptable but also resilient, allowing you to thrive no matter what life throws your way. The key lesson here is simple. Life is always changing, and when you stop resisting that, you open the door to a more peaceful and balanced way of living. Thank you for being with us in today's video on our channel. How do you apply Stoic principles to clear your mind from stress and overthinking? We'd love to hear about your experience or thoughts on how Stoicism has helped you maintain mental clarity. If you're not sure what to comment, simply write, "I'm learning," to let us know you're on this journey with us. Number 9. Dedicate time to your hobbies. Let's take a moment to focus on something we often overlook, but that is crucial for our mental well-being. Dedicating time to your hobbies. In the hustle of daily life, it's easy to push aside activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. Yet they are one of the most powerful tools for maintaining a balanced and healthy mind. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." When we engage in hobbies, whether it's playing an instrument, reading, cooking, or even something as simple as gardening, we tap into a sense of presence and joy that helps us disconnect from the daily grind. Hobbies allow us to express our emotions, which in turn reduces stress and anxiety, giving our minds a much-needed break from the constant pressures of work, relationships, and responsibilities. Think about something you love doing, but often tell yourself you don't have time for. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's taking your bike out for a ride, or perhaps it's reading that book that's been sitting on your shelf for months. These activities aren't just about entertainment, they're about recharging your mental and emotional energy. When we dedicate time to our hobbies, we allow ourselves to step away from the stressors of life and focus on something that brings us peace and satisfaction. In modern life, where productivity and efficiency are often valued above all else, taking time for yourself can feel indulgent or unnecessary. But in reality, these moments of joy are essential for maintaining a healthy balance. They help calm the mind, reduce tension, and enable us to return to our responsibilities with renewed energy and focus. So, why does this work? The answer lies in the way hobbies allow us to disconnect from our worries. When you're focused on something you love, your mind naturally shifts away from stress and anxiety, giving you a sense of clarity and calm. It's a simple yet powerful way to manage the pressures of modern life. Have you ever noticed how much lighter you feel after spending time doing something you genuinely enjoy? That's because hobbies give you a mental reset, helping you navigate life's challenges with more patience and less tension. Now ask yourself, what hobby have you been neglecting? How could dedicating more time to it improve your mental health and overall happiness? By making hobbies a regular part of your routine, you are actively choosing to prioritize your well-being. This is not about escaping life's challenges, but giving yourself the tools to better handle them. Remember, taking time for your hobbies is not a luxury. It's a necessity for maintaining balance and mental clarity. Number 10. Learn to say no. Learning to say no is one of the most important and empowering lessons you can apply to your life, yet it's a skill many of us struggle with. In our fast-paced world, filled with demands from work, family, and friends, it's easy to feel pressured to say yes to everything, whether out of obligation or fear of letting others down. However, when you consistently say yes to things that don't align with your values or stretch you too thin, you end up saying no to yourself. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This profound wisdom reminds us of the importance of integrity and clarity when deciding where to invest our time and energy. Saying no isn't about being selfish. It's about protecting your mental space, setting boundaries, and ensuring that you have the capacity to focus on what truly matters. Think about how often you've agreed to things you didn't want to do, only to feel frustrated, exhausted, or even resentful afterward. It could be staying late at work for the third time this week, attending an event you have no interest in, or taking on a task that adds to your already overflowing plate. Every time you say yes to these things, you are sacrificing time and energy that could be spent on activities or people that enrich your life. By learning to say no when necessary, you regain control over your time and mental well-being. You give yourself the freedom to focus on what brings value and purpose to your life. But how do you start saying no without feeling guilty? Begin by understanding your priorities and values. If a request or commitment doesn't align with them, it's okay to politely decline. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. As Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you learn to say no, you are not only mastering yourself, but also freeing yourself from the constant pull of external demands. Number 11. Cultivate patience. Let's talk about one of the most underrated virtues that can truly transform the way we live: patience. In today's world, where everything seems to be moving faster than ever, instant information, quick decisions, rapid results, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we expect. But as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, because life must be lived, fighting and on guard against sudden blows." Patience teaches us to face those blows calmly and steadily, without forcing circumstances to bend to our will. It's about accepting things as they are, giving us the power to navigate life's challenges with grace rather than frustration. Think about the last time you found yourself stuck in a situation you couldn't control, whether it was sitting in traffic, waiting for a job offer, or dealing with a difficult person. In those moments, it's natural to feel impatient and agitated. But here's the thing: patience gives you a chance to shift your mindset. Instead of letting frustration take over, what if you use that time to reflect, to breathe, and to be present? Patience helps us reduce the mental resistance that leads to stress and anxiety, allowing us to accept what we cannot change. For example, take the story of James, a man who spent years trying to rush his career growth only to burn himself out in the process. When he finally embraced patience, he realized that progress doesn't happen overnight, and by pacing himself, he began to enjoy the journey instead of constantly chasing the outcome. Why is patience so effective? Because it broadens our perspective. When we're impatient, we get stuck in the present moment, obsessing over why things aren't happening the way we want. Patience, on the other hand, allows us to step back and see the bigger picture. It reminds us that everything in life takes time, and that the most meaningful progress often comes slowly. As Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Patience helps us weather the storms with more flexibility and resilience, enabling us to adapt to change rather than resist it. So, ask yourself, where in your life could you benefit from practicing more patience? Could it be with your career, your relationships, or even with yourself? The next time you feel impatience creeping in, use it as an opportunity to pause, breathe, and trust the process. By cultivating patience, you not only reduce stress but also give yourself the freedom to enjoy life's unfolding without rushing toward an imagined finish line. This is the true art of living, and in practicing it, you'll find that patience isn't just about waiting, It's about thriving during the wait. Number 12. Connect with nature. One of the most simple yet profound ways to detoxify your mind is by reconnecting with nature. In today's fast-paced world, we are often consumed by the constant buzz of technology, responsibilities, and the pressures of modern life, leaving little room for stillness and clarity. However, stepping outside and immersing yourself in nature can have a remarkable effect on your mental well-being. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." There is a deep wisdom in that. Nature moves at its own pace, unaffected by the rush of the world, and when we align ourselves with that natural rhythm, we find a sense of peace and perspective that can calm even the most chaotic minds. Have you ever noticed how a walk in the park or sitting by the ocean can instantly clear your thoughts and make your problems feel smaller? That's because nature has a grounding effect, helping us detach from our worries and reconnect with the bigger picture. It reminds us that, just like the seasons change, everything in life is cyclical. Your stress, your challenges, your worries, they are all temporary, and being in nature helps reinforce this perspective. Take the story of Emily, a busy executive who found herself constantly overwhelmed by her work. Her turning point came when she began hiking on the weekends. What started as an escape soon became a regular practice, and she found that the time spent in the woods gave her a mental reset, allowing her to return to her tasks with a clearer, calmer mind. But why is connecting with nature so effective for clearing the mind? The answer is simple. Nature allows you to slow down. In a world that constantly demands more from you, nature asks nothing. It just is. The tranquility of a forest, the vastness of a mountain, or the stillness of a lake can help you quiet the mental chatter and reconnect with your inner self. It's in these quiet moments that clarity and insight often emerge. As John Muir, a famous naturalist, once said, "In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks." So how can you incorporate this into your life? It doesn't have to be grand. You don't need to climb a mountain or take a week-long camping trip. Even spending a few minutes each day outside, walking barefoot on the grass or sitting in your backyard can make a significant difference. Ask yourself, when was the last time you let nature wash away the stress of your daily life? How much more centered and focused would you feel if you made time for this connection regularly? By integrating time and nature into your routine, you give yourself the opportunity to reset, recharge, and return to your life with a clearer, more peaceful mindset. The lesson here is simple. Nature is a powerful tool for mental detox, and the more we make space for it, the more balanced and resilient we become in facing life's challenges. If you've made it this far, you're truly dedicated to mastering a calm and focused mind. Drop a comment saying, "I am detoxing my mind," to show you're committed to this stoic journey. Stay tuned. The best insights are yet to come. Number 13. Take a digital detox. In today's hyper-connected world, one of the most effective ways to detoxify your mind is by embracing a digital detox. With our phones, laptops, and other devices constantly demanding our attention, it's no wonder we often feel mentally overloaded and overwhelmed. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In the context of our digital age, this wisdom rings especially true. We may not always be able to control the flood of notifications or the endless stream of information online, but we do have the power to decide when and how we engage with it. Taking a digital detox is about reclaiming that control and giving your mind the space it needs to rest and recharge. Think about how often you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media or checking your phone every few minutes out of habit. These constant interruptions not only drain your attention but also elevate stress levels, making it harder to stay present in the moment. A digital detox, whether it's for a weekend or a few hours each day, allows you to step away from these distractions and reconnect with the world around you. Picture this: spending a full day with your phone switched off, no emails, no news updates, just pure focus on what matters, whether that's quality time with loved ones, a hobby, or even just enjoying some peace and quiet. This break from the digital noise can be incredibly rejuvenating for both your mind and spirit. But why does a digital detox work so well in reducing anxiety and stress? It's simple. Our brains are not designed to process information nonstop. The constant stream of alerts and updates creates mental clutter, making it difficult to focus on anything meaningful. By stepping away from your devices, you give your brain a chance to reset, allowing you to approach your tasks and relationships with a clearer, calmer mindset. It's not about abandoning technology altogether. It's about creating boundaries and finding balance. Now, how can you implement this in your life? Start small. You don't have to go off the grid completely. Set aside certain times of the day when you intentionally disconnect. Maybe it's during meals. Or perhaps you decide to leave your phone in another room when you're spending time with family. The goal is to be mindful of your digital consumption and make space for real-life interactions and moments of reflection. As Epictetus wisely noted, wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. Apply this to your digital habits. Do you really need to check your phone every 5 minutes? Or are you better off focusing on what's in front of you? So, what would a digital detox look like in your daily routine? How much more productive, peaceful, and connected could you be if you took regular breaks from your devices? By stepping back from the constant barrage of information, you create room for mental clarity, reduce stress, and reconnect with what truly matters. The lesson here is simple. In a world that never stops, sometimes the best thing you can do for your mind is to pause and disconnect. Number 14, practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to detoxify your mind, and yet it's often one of the hardest things to do. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or bitterness towards someone who has wronged us, it's like carrying around emotional baggage that weighs us down. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Holding on to negative feelings doesn't hurt the other person. It only damages your own peace of mind. Forgiveness is about letting go of that burden, not for the benefit of the person who hurt you, but for your own mental and emotional freedom. It allows you to move forward without the toxic weight of resentment clouding your thoughts and your life. Think of a time when someone hurt you deeply. Maybe it was a friend who betrayed your trust, or a colleague who undermined your efforts at work. It's natural to feel wronged in those moments, but carrying that anger only keeps you stuck in the past. Consider the story of Lisa, a successful entrepreneur who struggled for years with resentment toward a business partner who had deceived her. She found that holding on to that bitterness was not only draining her energy, but also affecting her other relationships and her ability to enjoy her success. When she finally decided to let go and forgive, not for him, but for herself, she felt an immediate sense of relief. The weight she had carried for years suddenly lifted, allowing her to move forward with a clearer mind and a lighter heart. But why is forgiveness so effective in cleansing our minds? It's because when we forgive, we're no longer tied to the emotional pain of the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the harm done. It means releasing yourself from the grip of negative emotions that keep you stuck. You reclaim your mental space and free up energy for more positive pursuits. As Seneca said, "He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city." This highlights the immense strength that comes with mastering our emotions, particularly when it comes to letting go of anger and resentment. Now ask yourself, who are you still holding a grudge against, and how is that affecting your mental clarity and well-being? By practicing forgiveness, you're choosing to reclaim control over your emotional state and creating space for peace, joy, and growth in your life. It's not about excusing bad behavior. It's about protecting your own peace of mind. So the next time you're tempted to hold on to resentment, remember that forgiveness is the key to unlocking a lighter, more balanced mind. The lesson here is simple. By practicing forgiveness, you not only heal from the past, but you also open yourself up to a more peaceful and fulfilling future. Number 15. Keep a personal journal. Let's explore another effective ways to detoxify your mind and gain deeper self-awareness. Keeping a personal journal. Throughout history, many great thinkers, including Marcus Aurelius, used journaling as a tool to reflect on life, manage emotions, and gain clarity. In his famous work, Meditations, Aurelius didn't write for an audience but for himself, as a way to understand his own thoughts and feelings. Journaling helps us in much the same way today. By putting pen to paper, we take the swirling thoughts and emotions in our heads and give them structure, which can ease our mental burden and help us process what we're experiencing. Think about how often you've felt overwhelmed by the constant stream of thoughts in your mind, whether it's stress from work, personal worries, or just the everyday noise of life. Taking a few minutes each day to write those thoughts down can provide a sense of relief and clarity. It's like taking the clutter out of a crowded room so you can see what's really going on. Not only does journaling allow you to offload what's weighing on your mind, but it also gives you the opportunity to reflect, helping you identify patterns, gain insights, and even find solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable when they were just floating in your head. But why does this practice work so well? Writing forces you to slow down and examine your emotions from a distance, which naturally reduces anxiety and stress. It creates a space for self-reflection that we rarely make time for in our busy lives. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Journaling helps you navigate the winds of life by giving you a clearer sense of direction. It allows you to step back, look at the big picture, and focus on what truly matters. So how can you start journaling and make it part of your routine? It doesn't have to be elaborate. Start by setting aside just 5 or 10 minutes a day and write about anything on your mind, your thoughts, feelings, frustrations, or even goals for the future. Ask yourself, what's been occupying your thoughts lately? How would getting it down on paper help you see it more clearly? Over time, you'll notice that journaling not only helps you process your emotions but also enhances your emotional health and self-understanding. The lesson here is simple. By journaling, you give yourself the gift of reflection, which leads to a more balanced and clear mind, helping you face life's challenges with greater resilience. Number 16. Practice gratitude. One of the most transformative Stoic practices you can adopt is practicing gratitude. In our busy modern lives, it's easy to get caught up in what we don't have or what's going wrong. We're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need more success, more money, more achievements. But Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminded us that true contentment comes from appreciating what we already possess. He wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, and in doing so, it clears the mental clutter and anxiety that often weigh us down. Think about it. How often do you stop and really acknowledge the good things in your life? Whether it's your health, your relationships, or simply the fact that you woke up this morning with the opportunity to make the most of a new day. Gratitude helps us see the abundance in what we already have and keeps us grounded in the present moment, which is especially important in a world that constantly pushes us to focus on the next big thing. John, a 40-year-old marketing professional, felt constantly stressed about his career progress. He was always chasing the next promotion and never felt satisfied with where he was. It wasn't until he started a daily gratitude practice, writing down 3 things he was thankful for each morning, that he realized how much he already had. His perspective shifted from one of lack to one of abundance, and this change in mindset drastically reduced his stress levels. Why is practicing gratitude so effective? because it rewires your brain to focus on the positive. Research shows that regularly practicing gratitude can improve mental health, reduce stress, and even enhance relationships. When you make a habit of appreciating what you have, you train your mind to look for the good, and this reduces the negative thoughts that often lead to stress and frustration. As Seneca once said, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." This simple yet profound practice has the power to improve not only your mental clarity, but also your overall happiness. So, how can you start practicing gratitude in your daily life? It doesn't take much, just a few moments each day to reflect on the things you appreciate. It could be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for before bed, or taking a moment in the morning to reflect on what you're thankful for. Ask yourself, how would your life change if you spent more time focusing on what you have, rather than what you lack? By practicing gratitude regularly, you'll find that your mind becomes clearer, your stress levels decrease, and your overall sense of well-being improves. The lesson here is clear. Gratitude is a powerful tool that not only detoxifies your mind but also brings more joy and fulfillment into your life. Number 17. Dedicate time to self-care. Let's dive into one more important yet often overlooked practices for maintaining mental and physical well-being: self-care. In today's fast-paced world, where our days are filled with obligations, responsibilities, and constant demands, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. Self-care isn't just about indulgence, it's about refueling your mind and body so that you can be your best self. Whether it's maintaining a balanced diet, making time for regular exercise, or enjoying a simple moment of quiet reflection, self-care is an essential investment in your long-term health and happiness. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is part of the cure to wish to be cured." Taking time to care for yourself is an acknowledgement that you matter and that your well-being is worth prioritizing. Think about how often you neglect your own needs because you're too busy focusing on everything else. What if, instead, you made it a habit to set aside a dedicated hour each week just for yourself? This could be time spent reading a book you've been meaning to start, taking a long, relaxing bath, meditating, or simply enjoying a hobby you love. When we take time to recharge, we are better equipped to handle the stresses of daily life, and we create space for emotional balance. John, a father of 2 and busy professional, always felt overwhelmed by the endless demands of work and family life. It wasn't until he started carving out time each Sunday morning for a peaceful walk alone in nature that he began to feel more grounded and less stressed throughout the week. It was a simple act of self-care, but it made a world of difference in his overall well-being. Why is self-care so effective? Because it allows you to step away from the hustle and gives your mind and body a chance to recover. Self-care is not selfish, it's essential. If you're constantly running on empty, how can you expect to give your best to the people and tasks that rely on you? By prioritizing yourself, you are better able to serve others and handle life's challenges with more resilience and clarity. Seneca reminds us, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Taking care of yourself gives you the strength and courage to show up fully in your life. So how can you start incorporating self-care into your routine? Start small. Perhaps it's dedicating 30 minutes a day to something that makes you feel good. Or maybe it's scheduling one evening a week to do something purely for yourself. Ask yourself, what self-care practice can you introduce that would help you feel more balanced and energized? The key is consistency. Over time, these small acts of care add up, helping you reduce stress, maintain emotional balance, and ultimately live a more fulfilling and peaceful life. By dedicating time to self-care, you're not only enhancing your own well-being, but also ensuring that you have the energy and focus to meet the demands of life with calm and strength. And as we wrap up this video, I hope these Stoic strategies inspire you to take action toward achieving a more balanced and peaceful mind. Remember, the power of Stoicism lies in its practicality. By applying these principles, such as focusing on what we can control and practicing self-discipline, we can cleanse our minds of unnecessary worries and emotional burdens. Take a moment each day to reflect on your thoughts and actions, and consider how you can cultivate more peace and clarity in your life. How will you begin to implement these Stoic tips in your daily routine? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below and share your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more insights on living mindfully through Stoic wisdom.